come as a regular visit. You know, whereas if he got the court order and came like that, then it would be a legal visit. And I could pick out all kinds of paperwork to show him. You know, but it's all right. You know, I typed up a affidavit and I sent him a copy of it before I got the other copies notarized, and you know, him and the attorney were happy with what I wrote. It's just, you know, I just hope it helps him out in the future. But you know, they got the name of somebody, but I said I can't help with that. I said I don't know. Dude never told me the guy's name. He paid to kill that guy, so I don't know. But you know, the point is, what I did write in the affidavit, hopefully it'll be enough to cast reasonable doubt, you know, on those guys, because I don't think they did it. But time will tell. We'll find out. But I couldn't just sit back and not say anything because I didn't feel that was right. So, hey, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
Remember when we talked before and you said you had been told about like a murder or something and they were just ignoring you?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Whatever happened with that?
Well, it's in my book, and you'll see Shonda Harris was in the county jail with me, and I happened to be ear hustling her, and I heard her talk about her pimp boyfriend. He had 3 personalities. One was called Victor Newman, after a guy on The Young and the Restless, and he also happened to be Little Bow Wow's stepfather. And Little Bow Wow is a rap hip-hop artist kid from this area where I live. You're on death row in Ohio. But Little Bow Wow, anyways, he did an expose writing a story about what Little Bow Wow, what his life was like behind closed doors, okay? And, you know, the detectives chained me up, took me in, listened to the whole story. He had killed 2 people, all this stuff. And I did write about it in my book, but she was in the mental health dorm, so I thought she was maybe she was mentally ill, but I didn't think so, or I wouldn't have written in my book. Well, at the end of the day, I was at a bookstore recently, and there was a book written by Little Bow Wow's stepfather called Victor Newman was the pen name. And now, you know, that's not coincidence. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not psychic. And, you know, so this man, in my opinion, has murdered 2 people. He lives in California now, and the rap world is pissed off at him because you shouldn't write people's... There's a persona you are when you're outside, you know, doing your thing professionally, and then you have a right to your private life as well, and he put that kid's private life on blast to profit. And I doubt that he made much profit. I'm not sure, but the book is out. And to me, that tells me that Richard Douglas Kirkland Victor Newman were his 4 different names that I describe in my book. You know, that man, she said he killed...
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
So basically,
he got away with murder. I mean, if you ask me, I don't know what the statutes of limitation is on murder. I know there is none on rape.
No, there was, unless that bill just passed. The statute of limitations on like rape was 20 years, but on murder there is no statute of limitations in Ohio.
Oh, so I'm backwards. Okay.
Yeah, but no, I was just curious. I mean, basically they just ignored you and shit about that.
I mean, I wrote a book about it, and no one's asked me, you know, anything. And the detectives tortured me.
That's what I'm saying. They basically just ignored you.
Yeah,
okay.
They absolutely did.
Yeah, I can relate to that. You know. Yeah, but
Yep. You're on death row. You want to help other people that are innocent. You know somebody else did it, and you're willing to give back for what you did to help society find the real criminals that are out here. And I commend you, but I don't know if anyone will believe you because you're on death row, and they're going to think you're the worst of the worst.
Well, but here's the thing. The fact that I am on death row is the only reason I found out about that crime, because the guy who told me he had it done is a death row inmate.
Does he know you're going to tell?
No. Well, here's the thing, and this is what I got to tell Martin. See, and I already told other people about this. He had wanted the guy who told me he had it done was going to drop his appeals. So he was like, you know what? He said, I've done some other shit. He said, I'll tell you this information about something that I had done, and I'll tell you who did it. You know, I want a few $100. Well, I didn't have any money. You know, I've never really had any money since I've been locked up. I've been struggling just to get by. You know, you understand how it is when you're locked up. Very few people have money.
Right.
Okay? And so everybody struggles. So, you know, I mean, had I had the money and it checked out and everything, yeah, I'd have paid him. But, you know, I didn't have that. But, you know, the funny thing was I did some investigating on my own, found out the victim had been in his county before, you know, so that draws a reasonable inference that they probably met, you know. But the thing is, he told me the motive. He told me why he had him killed, because the guy was trying to blackmail him, you know. So, alright.
So there's some innocent man in prison for something this guy did, and this guy's already in death row anyways.
Well, no, there's three guys in their late 20s that are charged with this murder. They haven't been convicted yet. They're charged